Welcome to another inspiring episode of Her Voice. Today, I'm honored to speak with the country director of Child Fund the Gambia, an organization deeply committed to supporting children in need and empowering women. Her journey from humble beginnings to national leadership is one of courage, growth, and impact. I know her story will resonate with many, especially young women striving to lead. I am your host, Nyimakoli. Let's get started.
Hello viewers, my name is Musuko Maba. I am the country director for Child Fund International in Gambia. I spent my early days in Brikama town, growing up in Brikama. I come from a family of 8 children, 5 girls and 3 boys. I have drawn inspiration from my dad, who really championed girls' education. He ensured that both his female children and male children are given equal opportunity, education and protection. Going to school, I had limited opportunities to play as any child would want to play, even though I had time to play, but it was not as I would have wished when I was a child. This has impacted me today. Those that I have worked with or crossed paths with will tell you that Musu organized everything. That really gave me an opportunity from a very early age to be exposed to know that time is not enough and that you have to plan everything you do to be able to be successful. I remember those words, and when I was young I did not know the meaning of some of those, but he will tell me procrastination is the thief of time, and I still go by with some of those values and the principles.
Growing up in such a family, have you ever imagined yourself, in this kind of leadership position you hold today?
Well, I would not say 100%, but I could associate, and I had some attributes or certain experiences that also prepared me. I was a child politician when I was growing up. I have ever been the class prefect in my classes, and I contested for head girl roles from primary school, and I won. From junior school I won, and through high school I was the head girl. That really also gave me an opportunity to prepare me for leadership roles in the future.
Being a woman and as your role as the country director of Child Fund the Gambia, what does your work involve?
It's not easy being a woman and also manning such a position, but with commitment and the learning that planning and the organizing can help you far, I'm enjoying it. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and also I lead a team here. I am able to excel because I invested time in team building at work, and I have a very strong team, collaborative and supportive. So that's helping me also to succeed in my job. At home, I have a very supportive husband who also supports me to take care of the family. I also start to train my children on some of those factors that also help me to go far to where I am.
How does Child Fund the Gambia impact the lives of children and women in our communities?
Child Fund the Gambia has a very amazing and unique program that we implement. We exist to ensure that we connect children to the resources that they need so that they can grow, develop, and also they are protected. And these resources could be experts from different fields. These resources could also be financial resources. Now, when Child Fund develop programs, it does it inclusively, but also in consultation with the participants, those who are going to receive it. We will do the needs analysis, and then we'll be able to prioritize with the team, under the families, under the children. Of course, we exist here to complement the efforts of the government, and that there are sectoral policies and the strategic plans. That's where we also choose which areas that we want to really focus on. But in designing response programs, for them to be successful and impactful, we do consultations with as many stakeholders as possible. But the most important stakeholders here are the families and the children who will benefit from these programs. Now, we don't just implement activities or program to tick the box. We want to see what impact they have on the lives of the children and what lessons that they also bring forward for future programming. But I want to be quick to say that whatever programs we implement, we want to ensure that the protection and the best interest of the child is central to this program.
Going to your inspiration and motivation part, so was there someone or something that inspired to believe in yourself and your potential working as the country director?
Yes, when I was growing up, I drew inspirations from quite a number of people, but not to go very far. My teachers were good inspirations for me. I looked up to my teachers because I have seen that they have also gone through a process and that they are where they are. And I really admired that they are standing in front of me and are instilling knowledge in me. Of course, in society, those days when we were growing up, we had female vice presidents. I said it was like a source of inspiration when we see her in the media. But growing up and getting into young adolescence and early adulthood, I really looked up to Fatou Bensouda. When she speaks, I get inspired. And I get inspired on how she has really broken all barriers and the traditional bottlenecks that exist in this country to go far to where she is. So among many others also is Fatmata Jallo Tambajang also has gone very far. Dr. Aissatou Toure coming from Brikama looking up to her. So there were many of them that I really got inspirations from. But these were at the professional line too. But even the women in the communities, they inspired me. Today, when I look back and I get stretched in taking care of family and the work, I remember some of those community women when I was growing up who took care of more children than I did, bigger families than I did, and they ever remained strong. So I looked up to my mothers, my aunties, and the women who really kept the community and the society going, whether they went to work or not, but they were always there to really support the societies.
Coming to women in leadership, why is it important for organizations such as Chalfont to invest in women leaders?
Women, when they lead with passion and they lead with commitment. We have that unique role. We go far and near. Now, going back to Chalfont, I look at this organization as an opportunity that I could pass through to impact the lives of many other people in this country, especially young girls. Now, if I go to community visits to the field, I look at children, I look at society, I resonate and associate and try to compare. I also have a child. It's not different anywhere. So this is how far we go, because we are the bedrock of the families. We are the bedrock of the families. So whatever we wish for our families is the same wish that we have for other families. So it helps us to really, we are just, our natural role as family, carers for the families is what we really transition to come and also care for organizations. Women are better managers, better leaders. They lead teams in a better way. But also when they are implementing programs, they want to see that these programs are impactful. They go the extra mile. Because every second it clicks at the back of their mind that, yes, I have this obligation to see that children succeed, children go far, children don't go to bed hungry. And I want to really translate that my natural responsibility to the society also. The commitment part, it's also one attribute that women leaders have. Because we have resilience and we don't want to break down. If you go to a house or a family, however tough it is, in society the woman stands up and sees that it does not break through. We try all things to really try to see to amend, and that's what we also bring to workplace. The commitment and the sustainability to ensure that things are moving with the resilience. We go the extra mile to see that things are really moving and they are moving in the right direction. These are some of the things that make women leaders better than our brothers.
Yeah, we understand that Child Fund is not just an organization, but an organization trying to, empower children and women also. So, what legacy, do you hope to leave, not just as a leader, but as a woman who made a difference?
The legacy I plan to leave is to ensure that every child goes through the stages of development or the stages of growth with protection. It is my hope that I can work to contribute to policies in this country and work very hard with government and all other stakeholders that matter to ensure that we implement the right protection policies for the children. Children should be free from harm, because once you invest in the development of children and you neglect their protection needs, through the journey, all their investments and the development is reversed, not to zero, but it goes to negative. To the women and the young girls, I want to continue to serve as an inspiration to them, so that we have generation of women who will lead this country with commitment, honesty, resilience, and serve as other inspirations for the generations to come. We want to prove to the world that beyond our roles as mothers and wives, we can contribute to the socio-economic development of this country. It is my wish that one day in this country, when we analyze whether it comes to any contribution to the development of this country, and that we do a sectoral or analysis, we'll be able to see that in each of the sectors that contribute to the socio-economic of this development, women are able to play a larger role than men. Because evidence is out there that in terms of population, we have more women than men. So that population is an opportunity for us to translate it into socio-economic development of this country. I wish I can touch the lives of every young girl in this country. I wish I can inspire as many as I can, but I'm available, and I'll be happy to see that the numbers change and the women are really excelling. But it's coming out. I just recently celebrated that in the GABET exams, we had more girls excel than boys. Yes, we are not leaving boys behind, but these are some of the things that definitely we really celebrate. Now, to sustain that game is where the challenge is now beginning. How does their academic excellence from garbage translate into their success later on in life? The journey is just starting for them. And probably a lot of bottlenecks are waiting on the way, a lot of challenges. But how do we really coach and celebrate these young girls so that they go through senior secondary schools with all the protections, with all the opportunities as the boys, and that they have the opportunity to go to universities, to go to Tibet centers, to build their skills, and that then they are able to man very interesting positions in this country. That's where we really need to focus on now. Oftentimes challenges come along the way, but I'm calling on for all of us to work very hard to say that we say no to some of these challenges on the way, and that we support these young girls to really go through.
We hope every young girl watching this get inspired by this wonderful, story by Auntie Mushu, and the passion that she has working with Child Fund. To young girls who has leadership potential but they are holding back, what do you have for women, especially young girls, willing to strive to be leaders but they are holding back, that they cannot do leadership?
Yes, I want to tell everybody that leaders are made. That's my belief. And leaders are not only born, but they are made. And you sharpen yourself as you really go through. Of course, maturity and other things come to stay. At the first go, you may not succeed, but you continue thriving and getting feedback and improving. Probably as a young girl, the first time you go out there, you want to even lead your friends. You are 5 in number, for example, and you have an idea. Don't be shy away from sharing your ideas, and be a good listener. As a leader, when you share your ideas, please allow people to criticize, to input, and value the input of the people too. Similarly, as you grow up from your schools, vie for those leadership roles. You have the head guy roles, you have the class prefect roles, you have the clubs. What exists in the schools, the structures are great and amazing. Participate as much as you can. And through participation, you'll be able to really shape your career through.
Thank you so much for sharing your story and passion with us. Your leadership at Child Fund the Gambia is not just transforming lives, but also showing what's possible when women lead with heart and purpose. We hope your journey inspires others to rise, speak up, and create, especially for children and women across our communities. Thank you so much.
Thank you.